Hello again, everybody. Another episode of Rusty Cullen's Comic Book Recap and Review, where I got my stack of comic books, and I'm going to tell you what I think of them and kind of roughly basically what happened. So we're here for episode number 8. We're going to jump straight in tonight. Astonishing XMen number 8. This is done by Charles Soule, Paul Seguiera, Walden Wong, and Roberto. Oh God, Puggy? Yeah. So this issue, you see Proteus kind of start roaming around. You see Psylocke and Professor X, kind of have a moment where they're like, all right, well, let's go after him. Bishop pulls a brilliant move where he starts shooting him because there's his family about to get eaten, and he's like, I'm not going to kill you, I'm just going to borrow some of your life, just a little bit. Bishop starts blasting him, and Xavier's like, what are you doing? And you're feeding him energy. And Bishop's like, oh, I know I'm feeding him energy, but if he's eating my blast, he's not eating that family. And X is like, that's pretty short-sighted. And as he's explaining this, Proteus explodes and gets all huge and powerful. And Wolverine's like, crap, I'm gonna have to take care of this one, because his only real weakness is metal. Wolverine's got some history with this guy. This is old man Logan, mind you, so he's much older and wiser, but he's still got some history. And X and Psylocke are like, we're gonna stop him with a psychic attack, basically. And they go in and they start talking to him, and they meet the actual mutant himself in this like mindscape. And they're talking, and they're going back and forth, and he's like, just let me be. And they're like, we can't do that, you're a bad guy. And he's like, well, oh well, my bad. And literally fuses X and Psylocke together. Like, absolutely fuses them together, like, physically, because this guy is OP beyond reason. So, yeah, like I said, Astonishing X-Men's been fine. It's the one X title that I've managed to keep up with. I'm a little interested in picking up Gold again, but we'll see how money goes. But yeah, just fine. Loving it. Keep rolling. Alright, here we are with Mighty Thor, number 704, by Jason Aaron, Russell Dodderman, and Matthew Wilson. Oh man, the Death of Thor story arc has been so good. So Jane Foster has, throughout the course of this comic, kind of a recap of her life. You see her as a kid and her mom dying of cancer. You see her meeting Thor when he's still Donald Blake way back in the day. You see her family die. You see her people pass away. You see kind of like the sadness of her life. And how she comes to the decision that she is where she is. You also see Loki come to Freya and try and have this like sweet father-son moment, and Freya totally just like, you're a punk, I don't want to deal with you, and slough him off, and he gets all kind of like sad-faced. You see Odin and Thor, Odin's son, trashing and getting trashed with the Mangog back and forth, just fighting the entire issue. And finally, at the end of it, you see this really sad moment where Jane Foster decides it's time. She grabs the hammer, and you see Thorgy, this like murder dog. It's like, murder? Why murder self? And Jane Foster picks up the hammer again, even though we all know that if she does it one more time, she's gonna die. So this will be the last time we see Jane Foster transform into Thor, in theory, because the next time she puts that hammer down, in theory, from what they've stated, she's gonna die. So, I like Jane Foster Thor. I think she's been awesome. Really good character, solid run. I guess all good things have to come to an end, and this one's doing a really good job at ending. So, Thor's been amazing. Best title Marvel puts out, hands down, in my opinion. So good. Alright, I got an awesome issue here of Batman, issue number 41, done by Tom King, Mike Janin, Jun Chung. Oh my golly. So this comic starts with an amazing picture of Poison Ivy. Okay? And Poison Ivy, through her obscene upgrade powers in the green from a Swamp Thing comic a while back, I'm pretty sure. This chick is ridiculously OP now and can tap into the green, anything green living on the planet, and is claims that she's taken over all of humanity. Now, Batman, right before this takes effect, manages to get an immune, gives himself and Catwoman this injection that makes them immune to it. Poison Ivy calls out, "Yep, you're immune to what I've done, but you cannot reverse what I've done, and I've already taken control of everybody else on the planet. So it's the two of you literally verse the planet." Like, shows everybody saying, "I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you." Where this comic got me, though, was I showed you that first panel. No words. You don't even need words. Gorgeous art. I was stunned and floored this entire issue constantly. Just panel after panel, you see Ivy make this huge fortress that from inside of it she's controlling, as she says, the planet. The art in this issue was just stunning. Page after page after page. So good. So, Poison Ivy's taken over supposedly the entire planet, except for Batman and Catwoman, and they're basically trapped in the mansion, the Bruce Wayne's mansion, and have no idea how they're going to take care of this, and that's where it ended. The art, though, oh my god, the art in this issue was just beautiful. So good. It was so good. Okay, so Bombshells United number 12. This is done by Marguerite Bennett, Sandy Giroux, and Kelly Fitzpatrick. Okay. I love Bombshells. The original Bombshells, as I've stated, I love it. I have a bunch of the action figures and a bunch of the knickknacks and posters, and I love the Bombshells line. This comic's getting really flat, and it just got announced that it's probably going to be canceled soon enough also. This issue's good reason why. Like, this whole issue was the exact same thing we saw in the last 3 pages of the last issue, just drawn out like a Dragon Ball Z episode. Like, we already know Queen Isis told Black Adam to go shove off, and we already know that the Minotaur and Jason and Queen Isis have decided that they don't deserve to live and they're going to go back to the Lazarus pit and actually die like they should be. We already know that. That was half this comic. Literally, like, drawn out, and it just bugged me, and I'm so sad because this comic went from just, like, the coolest thing I had encountered in comic books in so many, many, many years. Like, a draw back into comic books. It was so incredible. And, man, it really went so sad. So, I don't know. Moving on, I suppose. Alright. So I know I say I find great things and they're so amazing. A genuine treasure among treasures right here for you folks. Wonder Woman, Batman, Brave and the Bold. Holy crap. Done by Liam Sharp, Romulo Fernando Jr., Al's Troy Pateri. This comic, the art in this is, again, like I was just saying the last comic, but this comic, again, phenomenal art. Very detailed, crisp, nice. Batman is doing Batman stuff. He's following a investigation of people acting weird and all strange. Wonder Woman, on the other hand, is in Antarctica with Steve Trevor trying to have a week away from the world, just time to themselves. And lo and behold, as soon as they get this time to themselves, a Celtic god shows up. Like, literally a Celtic god. One of the gods of ancient old. Used to be the god of fertility, is now kind of in charge of this, like, sacred land where a bunch of fairies and other mythical beasts and legend live. Like, when the religion died, basically, they went to this other realm to survive because they're not relevant to current culture. New gods took over, they said. Well, there's problems in this other place, and they come to Wonder Woman knowing she's an ambassador and a warrior, just all-around general badass, and it's true, I have such a Wonder Woman thing. And they come to her, he comes to her and Steve Trevor and is like, I need your help. Will you come to this land with me, help me solve these problems I've got? And they're about to have intercourse when he shows up and is like, hey, I used to be the god of fertility, like, how you doing? And Steve Trevor's like, nah, dude, like, it's this big, huge monster with, like, a beard and tusks, and, like, and Wonder Woman's like, yeah, I'm Wonder Woman, I have to do my job, it's my duty, and Steve Trevor's like, I know, it's why I love you, and she goes off and helps this thing. There's, like, a couple pages of lore that would take me almost my full 3-minute window to just explain out. It's very detailed. There's a lot to it. Some nice one-shot, just great moments to get the vibe for the world you're in. Lots of reference to culture. So they get to this land called Tirnanog. As they arrive, they realize that the king that they're there to help has been assassinated, and they found the king dead and this boy. And they're like, oh, obviously this kid did it, we're going to kill this boy. And Wonder Woman's like, no, due process, if I'm here to help, I'm going to help. Steps in to try and do like a lawyer kind of deal for this kid. And meanwhile, Batman, in Gotham doing his Batman stuff, stumbles across this horrible monster that he thinks might be Scarecrow, but we all know it's not. And Batman goes into like a trance in the middle of the street, just like a zombie. And that's where it ends. So the story, the build-up, the detail, the art, the everything about this comic is just, holy smokes, this one. Oh my god, this one. Yeah, there were some gems this week. Really excited for the stuff I gotta read. Alright, we have Damage number 2 from the Age of Heroes line. It's done by Tony S. Daniels, Robert Vendetti, Danny Minky, and Tomu Mori. So this is the only one so far that I've bought an issue 2 of. Because when I first heard the pitch, I was like, no, that sounds awful. I read issue 1 and was like, maybe. I read issue 2, I'm pretty sure I'm going to pick this comic up full time. It starts with some flashbacks of him actually doing military work as Damage. That's this big, indestructible, just freak monster that you only get for 1 hour a day. The human side can talk to the monster and persuade it. Well, then the human, as we saw at the end of last issue, like, went berserk AWOL and woke up, or it ended with a classic Hulk moment, like him in ripped up clothes in a crater. He wakes up in this issue from having these flashback dreams of the military to waking up in a homeless shelter. Wakes up in this homeless shelter, and the monster can talk to him. And he's like, oh, this goes 2 ways. And he's starting to kind of figure out what's going on. Like, they're building up some mystery. They're not giving all of the secrets and answers right away, which is fine. The Suicide Squad tracks him down. And literally in 5 minutes, he smashes out the entire Suicide Squad. Like, my favorite part of it is, you see Titania grab him. Like, show up and actually, like, physically grab him. And he punches a hole through her hand. That was how he escapes. And Deadshot's like, could you get your ass in gear? And she's like, I'm literally losing 2 gallons of blood a second. No! And so that was really fun. And, Damage wipes, just clean out wipes the entire Suicide Squad, like nothing, in moments. And then the human side starts talking to him and is like, come on, we need to get out of here. And as they decide to bail, Wonder Woman shows up. So, for my love of Wonder Woman, she's all over this week, like crazy, and I don't even have a Wonder Woman issue. Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm going to pick up Damage full time. I didn't think I was going to like it, and I'm really actually enjoying it a heck of a lot more than I thought I was going to. So, there will be an issue 3 of that, for sure. Justice League number 39 is a variant cover. Man, I thought that was a gorgeous cyborg there. Like, that's good looking. Anyway, sorry. This is done by Priest, Ian Churchill, Alex Solizzo. Man, my bad, I'm sorry. So we're continuing the storyline off and on with the fan, this guy who is way too obsessed with Justice League, knows all their secrets. He helps Aquaman after setting Aquaman up, so it's like a break even. Cyborg is now the official chairman of the Justice League and has to go before another government official committee like Congress, and has a lawyer with him this time. He's like, why do I need a lawyer? And she's like, you're serious, right? You guys are about to get your pantsuit off because of all this nonsense. And he's like, whatever. Nobody believes it's Cyborg because he changes his skin to look like a normal person. And they just refuse to respect him and acknowledge him. Like, you're not Superman, you're not Batman, you're like a nobody. And he's just like, damn it, let me do my job. And it kind of hints at like the racism card and issues that the people of color have to deal with. And whatever, that doesn't bother me when that's in comic books. So that goes on, and he takes this lawyer up to the Watchtower, which, as we saw, the guy who built the Watchtower is a fan and ruined all their nonsense. The JLA, Justice League of America, and the Justice League work together to go prevent or go save this like train wreck. Very typical comic book moment. Meanwhile, for the twist for this is all the social commentary from like Twitter and Facebook and all these like social media accounts, good and bad and everything, and it's showing how if superheroes were real in this world, how awful we would treat them, and how much extra they would have to go through on top of just being a superhero. Like, it's kind of an interesting perspective. It's dragging on, and it's kind of losing me at pieces. But the attempt they're trying to put on, the social justice warriors versus the actual superheroes in this context, I think is kind of a cool approach, and it's not working as well as I would like it to, but it's not completely failing. So, whatever. All right. Trinity number 18. This is done by James Robinson, Patch Zerger, Gabe Eltab. Alright, so Trinity I've really enjoyed. It just got another one I think got announced for cancellation, and I don't understand why, because this comic has been amazing. I've really, really enjoyed Trinity. I thought it's been really good, really well written. We saw this last issue end with Warlord there. He's there again this time. But it's just a projection, it's not actually him. It's like a magic projection, and he's like, you guys need to come find me, my nemesis is sieging my castle, we're all gonna die, my daughter is an enchantress who's helping make this all possible to help me talk to you need to get over here now. And they're like, okay. Superman has no powers, mind you, Batman is Batman, and Wonder Woman is blind. She's also have powers, but she's blind. So these creatures show up and attack him. Wonder Woman is Wonder Woman. I mean, even without her eyes, she's still just trashing everything. Superman gets knocked off a cliff. He has no powers. Wonder Woman jumps down and saves him. She's like, I heard your cape rustling. That's how I pulled it off. They get back up there, and there's this awesome line. Like, I actually want to read this to you. It was so good. Where they're, the story's told by, like, an interview, almost. And they're like, but if Batman has a flaw, it's sometimes he forgets. Or chooses to ignore. That he doesn't have superpowers at all. And Batman's trashing these, like, demon monster, harpy-looking things. And, that's the same tactic that Superman decides to use. Is to just fight like he's Batman. And they win, and they meet the Enchantress, and she's like, you need to get to the castle now. And they're like, we just talked to your dad, we're on our way. And she's like, my dad's dead. And they're like, we talked to him, like, literally 5 minutes ago. And she's like, oh, yeah, time moves weird in this place. Be careful. Hurry. They stumble across some humans who look like they've died of old age, but at the same time they have tech more advanced and everything than they should. They literally ride unicorns. They ride unicorns. And they make fun of Batman for getting too attached to his and naming it like Buttercup. Yeah, it was kind of funny. They go through all these trials. They get to the castle. Sure enough, it's under siege. The art in this is really cool. You get to see lots of fights, lots of cool, nifty tricks and moments. Wonder Woman magically not getting hit by arrows, even though there's way too many arrows being shot at them. She has a shield, but her whole body's covered. Comic books, it's great. And they get to the end, they get to the Enchantress, and they're like, alright, we're here to help. And she's like, oh no. You're all old. So they're gonna get home. They're going to have to get young again. Yeah, it's just been a fun little fantasy tale with the three of them, and it's awesome. I like it. It's great. It's why I buy comic books and read them, because it's fun. Alright, final issue of the night is Wonder Woman Conan number 6. This is the final issue of this miniseries, crossover between Dark Horse and DC. So that's been kind of cool. Done by Gail Simone, Aaron Lovitz, Matt Ryan, Wendy Broomy? Yeah. So like I said last time, last issue ended very confusing, but that was because it was all explained in this issue. I'm not going to cover this too much, because I didn't cover the first 4, and I didn't really cover the last one very well, because like I said, it had a lot of really confusing moments that were then explained in this issue. This comic's been great. The art is gorgeous. The fights are really cool. The bad guy chicks are super smoking hot. Um, Everything about it is just nifty. It's cool. It's fun. Like I said, there's great action. There's good fights. You get to see Wonder Woman and Conan doing what Wonder Woman and Conan do. Um, yeah, it's really fun. There's a bunch of moments in this that reference back to the first couple issues, because as soon as I got issue 6 of this, it was so good. I'm like, I'm rereading the whole thing. I'm starting over issue 1, and I'm just gonna read the whole thing over again. Because there is a lot of stuff where issue 1 links into issue 3, and then, Thor explains something that happens in 2, and then they cut back from, there's a lot of back and forth, and it's just good storytelling. And reading it monthly, you kind of miss and forget some of those. So as soon as I got all 6 pieces, I started reading over again, and yeah. Oh, this comic's been great. Really good fun. Really solid. Loved it. I'm not going to discuss it, like I said, so you guys go out and read this one on your own, because I highly recommend it. It is awesome fun. Alright, ta-da! We're at the end of another episode. Thank everybody for watching, giving me your time, paying attention to what I'm doing here. Next week, we'll have another pull list. Got new app for how I'm getting my comic books. We're no longer using Comixology. We're using Comics Hub. So I'm getting used to that. So things are a little weird as I adjust to this new system of buying comic books. So bear with me if I miss anything or don't. Yeah, it's strange. But yeah, that's what we're doing. Thank you guys much. Side note, I don't know how many other people find this fascinating with all these reprints of old comic book covers onto like posters and clothing and stuff. But how cool is it when you get to find moments like that? Right? Like, there's the issue. There's some silly shirt. Like, the year 2018 for being a comics books nerd is the coolest time ever. I just have to throw that out there for people. I'm sorry. It's great. Thank you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.
Yeah. Did you get it?